Welcome to the In Your City show. We're coming to you and stuff like that.
We just want to throw you for a loop today. Just
Yeah.
kind of make sure that you, we don't want you to get too comfortable with everything. We want you to make you go, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Right. I'm a habitual person, extremely habitual. I mean, when I get up, I've got a certain routine that I'm doing.
She's not good on the fly.
I do. I've got a routine. I'm step by step, and if I'm off my routine, I kind of like get a little off kilter. So I'm off my routine, and we cannot get you a chair that rocks because
I know, I'm like,
is like a
hey,
special
on a new ride.
It's like sit still, stop rocking.
So yeah, if the plane's going down, Kelly's not the one to jump in the seat and take
Did a
the
rock hit your glass or something?
Did it
What's going
break?
on the right side there? You got like scratches. Can you even see out of it right going on up
I
there?
was seeing pretty good.
You
Oh my
were until I
gosh.
mentioned that. It's like a rock just came up and hit the
It
truck
did.
or
Good
something
thing. Well,
like that.
it's on the non-visual side for the for the audience, so they can't see it.
Cool. Well, the great thing about the show is you can watch us virtually at luinfo.com from 4 to 5 for happy hour. You can also, of course, listen on the 550 dial, but if you want a really crystal clear sound and you want to just do the audio, of course, luinfo.com, you can watch it, or you can listen to the audio. You can go to In Your City Show. Of course, we always put up our shows socially. If you want to get a hold of us, Facebook, Instagram, go to In Your City Show. Talk to us. Let us know what you want to see. Maybe you have a special story you'd like to share. We'd love to know about it. Brought to you by our 3 gorgeous magazines, City Lifestyle. We've got Clayton, Chesterfield, and St. Charles County, bringing you the stories that really are making a difference in our community and in our cities. Sometimes they're destinations. They might be from, across the United States. You never know where it might be coming from. But of course, nothing like waving to people. Hi. Feel like we've got like a stage out there. So saying hello to those who walk by the door. But anyway, back to what I don't even know what I was saying anymore.
You were talking about our magazine, and we can go to. We have destinations that we go to, and we have people that we talk about, and it's the stories. It's so many people have untold stories in our communities, and that's what we love about our publication is being able to tell those untold stories and changing lives.
We do have some stories that we're going to tell today. We've got a great, flavorful, entertaining show here at In Your City Show. We're going to welcome Jared Williamson to the show. He's the head brewer at Schlafly, and he's going to pour out some details on the newest seasonal brews, perfect for sipping your way into the season.
I'm liking where this is going.
Yeah, a little bit. It's happy hour, right? Then we're going to roll the red carpet out because we are going to be having John O'Brien. He's the VP Marketing and Programming there at the fabulous Fox Theater, which we love to visit that as well. He's going to give us the backstage pass tour on what's fresh, exciting, and unmissable at the Fox Dazzling new season lineup. I'm super excited to share one of them that I really want to see because, of course, it's my favorite movie. I did not know that they made a theater production.
You know what?
So we're going to find
I can't
out
wait to
about
talk about it because I was looking at the list of the lineup of all the shows that were coming in. Pretty incredible lineup.
It really is. I'm super
In fact, I
excited
want to
about
see
that.
almost all of them, every single one of them.
So
And usually that's not the case because sometimes I'll go like, you know what, I'm okay with that one or I'm okay with that one. But I think every single one of them on the list is going to be a great show to see.
gonna have to be there
So we'll
every
have to talk
single
about that later. Yeah.
Well, our question of the day, of course, if your family history was turned into a book, what would the title be? What would yours be?
What would the title be? Now, was that the question you asked on Facebook?
Yes,
Or was it the same question?
yes, and it's not there now, so don't look for it. I already said the question.
To a book, what's the title? Okay. Well, my family, my family. If it was my family, the title of the book would be for our house, we will serve the Lord. That would probably be my title of my mom and dad's book and our family book.
Your family, that would be it. And
Or it could be one of these is not
whole
like the other
Rollers.
because none of us, we're all so different.
Mine might just say the only child of many.
Yes, yes.
is what mine would be. So, so we had a funny situation leaving the station. Did you want to share that?
So we leave the
I
state.
love this story. By
She
the
does
way.
love this story. So we leave the station the other day, and we're walking out of the station, and of course our station is right by the pasta house in Kirkwood, and there's like this little outside area where everybody sits and eats and talks and has their dinner. Well, there's a dad and his 2 little girls. I mean, they might have been this tall. And as soon as we come out, they're full of questions, Hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing in there? And Kelly's talking to them and everything. And all of a sudden they look at Kelly and they go, is that your dad? I was
She
like,
is my
really?
new-
So it's like
my
this
new
gray.
best friend.
I keep telling, I got this gray beard on, and the
Oh,
gray
that's
beard.
what it
I
is.
always say it makes me look old, and she says, no, it makes you look distinguished. And I go, it's
Yeah.
just a nice way to say you're old.
No, men
you look
can
old.
look distinguished.
Yeah, well, the two little girls thought I was your dad, so I think it needs to
And
go.
I didn't even have a filter on. You gotta have a filter these days. And God forbid you put a picture on Facebook and it doesn't have a filter. Which Jamie Lee Curtis, which is in the new Freaky Friday movie, she is not afraid to bear it all. We watched her in the movie, is it called Showgirls with Pamela Anderson?
Yeah, she looked
Holy-
rough. She looked
You know
super
why?
rough.
Because she didn't have a filter.
She looked rough. She's looking
No,
rough now.
she's-
All I want to remember Jamie
Stop
Lee
it.
Curtis for is Trading Places.
Okay, you're a typical
That's the
rude
only
man
thing.
right now. Rude man. Okay, first of all, she's 70-something years old. She's an older woman.
Doesn't mean you got to look it.
Things are happening. Things are going down that used to go up. You can filter that, but when you're in real life, that stuff just sticks. It's there to stay. And she's like, you know what? I'm not going to go get all this plastic surgery. I'm not putting a filter on me. This is who I am. I've earned this. And she bears it all. We are so used to filters. We don't even recognize people when we see them in person because they change, and that's what society's done to us, is make us feel like we're not pretty enough. We've got to put a filter on us. No one wants to look at us the way we look like.
I know they don't want to look at me. So maybe I need a filter. That's why
I'm
those
gonna
little,
get you a filter.
those little girls thought I was your dad.
Well, I am so excited. Let's bring Jared Williamson on the show. And we talked about this before, that we don't say Schlafly, correct?
Oh, I know.
Schlafly.
I still have to.
Schlafly.
Schlafly.
Syphilis.
Schlafly.
Schlafly.
I
They
feel
tried
like
to
I'm-
teach us last time. So let's bring over Jared and let him teach us how to say Schlafly.
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 There we go. I think a
Hi.
cold drink might help me say Schlafly a little
drink
bit
helps
better.
everybody through everything.
I did bring some of those.
How is it going?
It's going well. It's a little warm outside, so we have cold beers for the studio.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, we always try to tell people it's like laugh, but schlaf.
Schlaf.
Laugh but schlaf.
Schlafly.
Schlafly. There you
I
go.
feel like my 8-year-old grandson, when I'm trying to get him to say a word correctly, is to tell him to be able to speak it out in syllables there. So thank you so much for helping us. And you'll probably, the next time you come back, have to do the same thing for me as well. So welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, we're excited. The season's changing. Must be so fun to be working for a company that's always creating something new, exciting, and then seeing the look on the people's faces, when they're in there enjoying it.
Absolutely. You know, as a brewer, we kind of live in the future because we're always producing for the next season. So it's like
Like our magazine.
Welcome to the world of publishing.
Yeah.
I'm already at Christmas right now. I'm so off kilter.
Right, I mean, we're a few weeks out from brewing Christmas ale. Like
Wow.
we always kind of live in the future. So it's like smack dab, hottest part of the year. We're busy making fall beers. It's just kind of the nature.
So
of
typically,
it.
how many months in advance?
Anywhere from 1 to 3. Because we distribute now to 18 states. So we've got a big supply chain
Fantastic.
to fill. So it's not just like we've got to wait until the pumpkin harvest to start making pumpkin
Right.
beers. Like
You say
that's-
18?
Yeah, 18
18.
states.
So how has it grown considerably since last year or the year? But how?
Let's see. We've added in the last year or so. We've added Michigan, Wisconsin. We've also kind
Up
of
north, eh?
yeah.
You had to do the
They drink a
voice.
decent amount of beer up there. You
Yeah.
know, so. But yeah, and then like kind of deeper in the East Coast, New York City, New Jersey, up and down the East Coast too. And honestly, a lot of those outer markets, the biggest beer for us is pumpkin, and it's kind of crazy. It has such a narrow like release window, but
Right.
it's still one of our biggest like
Biggest
production
ones.
beers,
So before we get in deep here talking about the beer and that, Jared, what do you do there?
So I am lead brewer for the company, and what that entails is our original location is downtown at the tap room, 2100 Locust. I oversee the day-to-day operations there. And nowadays, that brewery is our R&D brewery. It's our, kind of where we're going to run test batches, and then also where we're going to brew like some of the more like classic things just for the pubs. Bottle Works in Maplewood, that's our distribution brewery, and that's our big workhorse these days. Everything that you see out in the grocery stores and out in distribution, all that's coming out of Maplewood. For the most part, the tap room is, stuff that's going to maybe come out next year, or stuff that we used to do for distribution, but we still want for the pubs.
Schlafly's been around for how long?
We are in the midst of our 33rd year.
Gosh, that's fantastic.
It'll be the 34th anniversary. Will be December 26th this year. So.
We're really a lot older than it. Wasn't even around for us when we were young.
I know.
I was not at the company when they started.
Back when we started, there was just beer and it cost a nickel. No, I'm just kidding.
That was a nickel beer
That
night
was
at Stages. Yeah. And they gave you little cups about like this. Remember the little Dixie cups like you'd get into your grandma's house, in the bathroom? That's where they gave
That's
it to
where you got the nickel beer from. So tell us, pumpkin ale, that's become a fall staple, obviously, for Schlafly. What do you think, being that such a short window, like you said, what do you think makes that? Because to me, I feel it's getting cooler. Like beer is always like summer. Oh, give me a cold beer.
Right.
And it's, you're going into the fall, winter months. So what makes that time so big for you?
I think for a lot of people, fall especially is like one of those seasons where there's a lot of kind of nostalgia as we work towards the holidays. And something like pumpkin ale, it's almost like liquid nostalgia, where you're like, every fall it's like, we have, the blah, blah, blah harvest festival. And then like, we start having fires and, like there's people make memories around this time of year that are different than like your summer memories. And, pumpkin ale has just kind of always been there as that, like, it's getting dark earlier, it's getting cooler out, we're starting to pull out the long sleeves, and, it's just, it's like a comfort blanket almost to the season, to where it's like folks are like, oh yeah, it's fall, I need pumpkin ale, I need Oktoberfest, it's
Good
like.
that you can remind them.
Yeah,
what they need.
it's those seasonal like changes where it's like, some people want to drink pumpkin ale year round,
Right.
But that's a very small, market. There's a lot of people that seasonal beers and seasonal fill in the blank are seasonal for a reason, like, would we feel super nostalgic about like Christmas stuff in like March and April? Like, absolutely not. But when you start to see that stuff, post Halloween, you're like, oh yeah.
Or before
strums
Halloween.
and strings, it's just a different, it impacts us differently. And I think a lot of that is memories that people develop and, the memories that they share with family and friends.
Yeah.
So how do we come about figuring out new flavors that are coming out? Like you got now the vanilla pumpkin ale.
Correct.
So that's brand new this season, correct?
Yeah, we actually, it debuted last year. And then this year, it's kind of gotten wider distribution and a bit more like push behind it. But, pumpkin in and of itself, it's such a short window. And it's like, how do we build on this? How do we add something to it that actually adds and doesn't just take away, or kind of like chew into sales of one versus the other?
Enhances it, yeah.
Yeah, we've been kind of cautious and, not trying to just make everything pumpkin, kind of thing. Like there's other breweries.
I'm intrigued
and
by the
companies to
vanilla
do
pumpkin
that.
ale. I like vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
I like, vanilla cherry Coke.
Yeah.
Do we need a vanilla cherry pumpkin?
Well,
Now you're just getting weird.
yeah, you get into that and it's like, okay, what is the vanilla doing? Vanilla adds a perceived sweetness, even without adding sugar. It adds a perceived creaminess to the mouthfeel. So it just, in just a small addition, one ingredient really turns this beer into kind of a whole new experience, I've likened it, internally to like chocolate chip cookies. like if you ever had, a batch of chocolate chip cookies and then you have a batch that has like vanilla added to it and you're like, oh, it's like a good rug. It ties the room together. It just enhances everything and makes everything better. There's nothing wrong with classic pumpkin ale. I mean, we've been doing it for a long time and we've sold a lot of it. Mm-hmm. This is just taking that and adding a new, flavor, a new experience to that. And I mean, based on last year's sales, our pumpkin consumers are into that. They want that. I don't think that they want like, a variety pack of like pumpkin flavored seltzers or anything like that, but just to have another addition to the portfolio that like, it just really gives people a new experience, but also is true to the traditional kind of experience.
What is the best way to experience tasting a beer? You know how they teach you to drink to taste wine.
You
is there
gotta
a
like
way,
spit
a real
it.
way to really experience and savor? Does beer have notes like wine or chocolate does?
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you do that?
I mean, for me, and this is a bit coming from a point of privilege because I've been a brewer and worked in breweries for a long time. The best place to taste beer is off of a big tank at the brewery. Now, most consumers can't do that,
Right,
so
that's gonna be rough.
yeah, right. But the next best way is to go to those breweries, to taste it there. I mean, that's about as fresh as you're going to get, right? Other than like working in the brewery, and then if you can't like visit the breweries, then we go to great lengths, on our quality side to make sure that all of our packaged goods are as fantastic as your experience would be at one of our pubs, or drinking off one of the big tanks with the brewers, kind of thing.
So since I can't stick my tongue underneath the tank itself, is it best to pour a beer into a glass to get the real taste versus drinking it from a can or a bottle?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Cold or a normal temperature glass?
I mean, you don't want it to be like super cold because like when beer is super cold, it numbs your palate and you don't really get the full effect like you were saying with wine, so it's like the whole like, I know there's a long, like, people have thought, like, frosted glasses, and you go to places, and they pull the glass out of the chiller, and as a brewer, I'm just like, because it's just like, I mean, you're just making the beer colder and numbing people's palates so they can't taste as much. So ideally, I mean, if you want to really nerd out, 38 to 42 degrees is, like, premium beer temperatures.
Okay.
And then pouring it into a glass really helps. It's like carbonated beverages. You want to release that CO2 so it's released into your glass and not into your gut. Okay. And drinking directly out of a bottle or drinking directly out of a can, you're not releasing that CO2 and getting that effervescent experience. You're just adding that CO2 to your gut and burping.
Well, before we run out of time, as we're getting close to that commercial break coming up, what did you want to show us? Because we don't want to run out of time from that, and then maybe you can kind of. Do you have a personal favorite yourself, Jared? While you're kind of showing us your bottles and seeing what we can do here before we go to break.
Our seasonal beers, Oktoberfest is my favorite. That's like an everyday drinker.
That's a classic fall beer,
yeah, it's a classic fall beer.
People
Very
look forward to
classic
that.
German lager. And then pumpkin ale, that's been around for a long time. But as we were talking about, it's liquid pumpkin pie. So it's like kind of like a dessert. It's not your everyday sipper. It's not like, for me, I'm not like, I've finished mowing the grass, I'm going to drink a pumpkin ale. Now, there are people out there that will do that. But for me, they're more like, special experience, like kind of like dessert or a meal enhancement,
I like that.
And then vanilla pumpkin, is just that same thing that I was talking about. It's taking pumpkin ale and giving it a beautiful enhancement,
So what do we have to look forward to? We're getting the fall seasons coming in, and then holiday hits. What should we be looking for?
After, our fall seasonals coming up next, we'll have Christmas ale. We'll have white lager, which is kind of our winter lager. And then coffee stout, which is always a big fan favorite, both internally and with our customers. We work with Caldi's on that.
Do you pair food as well? Like when people come in, like if they order in their beer, they've ordered that this beer might go better with something than something else?
Oh, absolutely.
So I could be a connoisseur beer drinker instead of just wine. I would know how to drink my beer with my food.
Absolutely.
Cool.
That's interesting though, because you do it with wine, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Why not with beer?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, because different flavor profiles. I mean, there's a lot of like really good malty, dark malty, kind of biscuity, and you know, almost like fig notes with Oktoberfest. But then you get into pumpkin and vanilla pumpkin, you get really those like kind of desserty, like pumpkin pie, and you get those spice notes and all that stuff.
And before we go, I
We've got
want to remind people too, don't forget, they have amazing food at the
Yeah.
restaurant. So make sure you get,
And event
don't
space.
just go for the beer, get the food too, because
Yeah,
the
they're
food's
vintage.
awesome.
All right, so let's do a or let's see which one we like the best before we get it. We've got like 2 minutes here, so we gotta be able to let them know, right?
That's right.
I mean, how would
I'm
they?
interested in that vanilla pumpkin ale.
Okay, let's see what,
Now,
see what you say.
From a flavor tasting standpoint, I'm going to start with Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Gotcha. I
You
knew
know.
you were going to go there with something like
Yeah,
that.
because otherwise,
you go.
you're gonna taste the Oktoberfest,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna taste like cinnamon. You
Okay.
know, it's gonna taste
Gotcha.
like
That was a
pumpkin.
big pour. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Yeah.
Guys, smell it.
Yeah. So yeah, you get
Delicious.
those really
I need
nice
some
like
chicken wings
malty
right
notes.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That was fun. That was real. I want to say pleasant, easy. Went
Yep.
down really well. Does that make sense?
Yes. You know, it's a very classic lager. It's just an amber lager.
This is the pumpkin. Okay,
know.
we're getting Halloween.
Where in pumpkin doesn't look too
Oh,
different
cheers again.
than Oktoberfest, but you're gonna get a totally different experience out of pumpkin ale.
Oh my gosh, totally. That's seriously dessert.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
good. Oh my gosh.
You know.
Holy heavens.
Then we're going to end
All
it
right, it's
and go to
4:30.
break
We're gonna
with
end
the
it with the vanilla
pumpkin ale.
Okay.
There's the
Ready?
vanilla.
There you go. All right. Oh, cheers again. Okay, gotta smell it first. Delicious. Very delicious.
Very delicious.
you
Well,
see
on
how
that
All right,
note,
on that note, we are going to take it to a break, and we're listening to the In Your City show right here at the Lou Information Station on louinfo.com, on demand 24/7, and of course on the channels at In Your City show. And right now we're inside the studio STL 17th. We're on the 17th floor. If we could look out the window, it'd be really high up. So we'll be right back. Thanks, Jared Williamson from Schlafly. You got to check it out for yourself. In Your City show coming to you from Studio STL, the 17th floor, that is, with the Lou Information Station still, KLIS 590 AM. You can hear us everywhere you'd like to, almost everywhere you'd like to listen, right?
That's right.
Something like that, I don't know. But I first need to tell you, so we've got a great guest that we're going to meet next. Excuse me. The beer is sort of hasn't gone down completely yet, but I'm going to make it work. So I want to tell you about St. Louis Closet Co. before we get going, and that's Jennifer Williams. Jennifer has been in business for what, 30 years? She's over there, actually not far from here, Big Bend Road. Her studio is absolutely gorgeous. They may be able to show you a little bit of St. Louis Closet Co. if they pull those images up, but they have an absolutely gorgeous showroom. Oh my gosh, it's endless. You just walk around and there are just showrooms everywhere that you can peek at.
And it puts you in the mood, like it make you look like if this is a laundry room, this is what your laundry room could look like, and it gives you ideas. So it's just like little cubicles of each a different room.
And it's not a one size fits all. So
No.
I mean, whatever it is that you have, whether it be small or large, it could be your garage, a mud room, it could be just a special small little pantry you need help with. Because what Jennifer wants to say is, you go from chaos to clarity. I mean, you literally, when you're organized and things are working for you, it's such a calm feeling. I remember when we got our closets done, and I didn't even realize some of the clothes that I had. And to be able to go in there.
You can actually see them,
yeah,
you
and
know.
then add a little chandelier, and it just set it all together.
I got to say, my closet is a little bit more calm.
Yours is
Kelly's is a little more
calm.
chaos.
Very busy. But it did help my chaos to look better, though.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just kind of crazy. I'm throwing things off, and if that didn't fit well, that stays on the floor for a while because I'm mad at it. But Jennifer can definitely take care of you. Business over 30. I keep saying over 30 years, but she's like at 35. So check it out for yourself. St. Louis Closet Co. You will not be sorry. And she can take your life from chaos to calm. And she is all about supporting local. And she's local, so why not give her a chance?
It was
before we
real
call some
quick. I want
national
before we
company.
get off. Jennifer is. I had a real estate client who said, we dealt with one closet company before, and it took them, like 6 or 8 weeks out to get the stuff
Yeah.
in. And I said, well, that's the great thing about St. Louis Closet is you don't have to wait because they, like you said, they build everything right there. So
Right.
I actually had that conversation with a real estate client.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah.
That makes it even better. I say that's cool a lot. I'm starting to realize certain words that I say a lot.
That's
Do you?
cool. That's cool.
I say that a
you
lot.
say-
Like smashes, I dig it.
I dig
So
it.
is it okay if
I
I
dig
just,
it,
if that's
brother.
my word, I can keep it? He says I dig it. No one
Dig
made
it.
him change his
Yeah.
word.
No.
So if you're like, she's just cool. One more time. Watch how you're going to notice how many times I say it now that I brought it to your attention.
It's cool.
It's going to be there. And this mic, I feel like I'm eating it.
It's
coming at me like a monster.
You're good. Just talking to it.
Can't see my
You've been on
favorite
radio for how many years, Kel?
Oh, I don't know,
I know.
15,
You're not used to
16.
talking into the mic.
You know what? It was different. Like I stood, like radio was different. I was like at a table. I either stood or I sat, and the mic was right there, and you leaned into it, and that's just how you did it. Then we got kind of used to doing the new way.
Well, now
with the
people are
mics
looking
on
at you.
Yeah, makes
People
it
see
even,
it. Yeah,
when
when you're
how hard
just
it is to
on
try
the
to
air
suck
and
in
not.
your stomach, talk, and do all those things at the same time. It is not easy, and
look
I need a
cool.
filter. George, I need a filter. I want a skinny filter, and I want to look really young. So get that worked out. Well, we are so excited to have you on the show, John. It's wonderful. You are the marketing. Let's see. I want to get it correctly. I introduced you earlier on the show, but you are the VP of Marketing and Programming, right?
Yes.
John O'Brien. How long have you been with the Fox?
So I've
The
been there.
Fabulous
The
Fox.
Fabulous
Sorry.
Fox. Our first name is Fabulous.
Exactly.
How can you drop that?
And I love that word.
It's so good, right? So I've been at the Fox since 2018. So coming up on my 8th year. I guess I'm at 7
Oh,
and
you
a
had to
half.
go through the 2020.
Oh yeah,
That was fun.
Absolute chaos. Oh, crazy time to be in any industry, but entertainment. We were dark for 18 months.
Wow,
Wow.
dark.
Just-
What a word, right? It was.
Yeah.
It was seriously. BC used to be and AC used to mean something else. Now it's COVID. we're watching the creepiest movie about it too. It's
Oh,
like things
yeah.
but we don't want to
We
get
don't
into
wanna talk
that.
about that.
Well, what is the name of it in case someone does? Do you remember?
Eddington.
Eddington.
Okay.
Really, you're watching. You're like, wow, we are all crazy. Because-
What's her name? Emma Stone's in
Yeah,
it.
there's big
Joaquin
stars in it.
Phoenix
Okay.
is in it. The guy from I
From
can't think of his
Yellowstone.
name. Yellowstone, the young kid that
He's
was
been
the
a lot of
sheriff.
movies lately. Yeah. It'll really give you a look at
Who else was
perspective
in
how
it that I was
crazy.
like?
I don't know, but we're taking too
Yeah,
much
it's
time
crazy.
figuring it out. Let's
Anyway.
talk about the Fabulous
Let's
Fox
talk
right
about
now.
it because there's a lot. Actually, when I looked at the lineup,
So
there is a lot to talk about.
Well, the Fox is such an iconic, I don't know, staple, theater. I mean, it's just incredible within our city, and we are.
An experience.
It is an experience, but we are one of the few to have this.
Yeah, no, I mean, what we have here is so special. So the Fox we're coming up on our 100th anniversary, which is massive for us. And it is just like such a special place and such a unique place. There are touring venues all over the country. And one of the things that's so special for us is when a new show comes in, they will come up, like the actors come in through the stage door, and you can just see the awe on their face because it's just unlike anything across the
Really
country.
is.
It's so ornate,
The
it's so big.
steps when you come in, the lions, it's magnificent.
Exactly. And
Should be called the Magnificent Fox.
We're all of it. We'll take it all. I mean,
The history.
to your point, it's that experience. Like you're coming to see a show, but it's so much more than that. Every time you come to the Fox, when we sell these subscriptions, we say we're selling 8 nights at the Fox, and there's a show there. So it's special. It's really
I think my favorite show to see at the Fox, just because the ambiance is something like it would have been for that show, for the actual show that you see in movies and everything else, is the Phantom of the Opera.
absolutely.
And the big chandelier at the top, that we have in the Fox Theater. It's like the whole thing. It's just,
I feel like you're in that
it's
era,
part
that
of,
time.
yeah, when I see the Phantom of the Opera there, which we'll talk about.
And it
Yeah.
makes
gonna
you
say, I have
want to
great news.
dress up.
yeah.
It makes you. I mean, I can't imagine going to the Fox in just my comfy clothes. Like there's something about you're going there that you want to put on your best dress or your nice outfit. I mean, you still want to get dressed up and go there.
Yes.
Even though that it might get dark in there. So tell us a little bit about the season and the incredible performances that are coming up. Or should we start before we talk about the performances? If there's someone that hasn't been to the Fox, maybe before we get into what they're going to be able to see, maybe you can give a little bit of what an experience is when you walk into the Fox for someone that hasn't been there before.
Absolutely. I mean, it really is. I think the experience of coming to the Fox is something so rare. I remember the first time I went to the Fox. You walk in those brass doors and you just look up and you're just in awe of how ornate this theater is. So when it was built in the early 1920s, or in 1929, excuse me, it's this combination of styles. We call it Siamese Byzantine. So it's stealing from Moorish culture, Turkish culture. All these things are kind of blended and melded together into this unique, just dazzling design. I mean, the theater itself is huge. So we're 4,400 seats, which we have more seats on our floor than the largest Broadway theater has in the entire house in New York.
Really?
So
Oh,
we
wow.
are one of the largest touring houses for Broadway. And also, to St. Louis's credit, we have one of the largest Broadway season ticket bases in the entire country. So we're one of the top markets in the entire country for touring Broadway. So on the Broadway front, we're doing so much. And we have, Lady Gaga has played the Fox, Bruce Springsteen, some of the most iconic artists in history and all
up on
of
that
entertainment
stage.
have been on that stage. So it's really, you're seeing world-class entertainment from one of the most ornate, gilded, spectacular places. I mean, we also have tours, so if anybody wants to just come see it.
Which I highly recommend
Oh,
taking
absolutely.
a tour. Yeah, I highly recommend that. I've taken a few. We did a show from the Fox a while back,
Well,
and
it's funny though. We did it for around the October time and
the
about
ghost,
for the
talking about
ghost
the
and that
ghost.
talking. So we set up. Never ever have we been on location on a show and our equipment blacked out. Remember that?
you could hear our voices, but it just went black screen.
Never had that.
Wow.
Nobody knew why. And finally we got it back and went on.
Yeah.
But we felt like we were pranked by one of the ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
And they said things like that happen sometimes.
It really is. It's a wild place. I mean, it's got so much history. So for the people that are into that, I mean, we sometimes do ghost tours, which is so neat. But it can be the history. You can feel the history, I'll say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about some of the shows that they're showing.
Absolutely.
They were showing there a minute ago. Let's talk about some of the lineup that we have coming up, and starting. It looks like in October, Life of Pi.
Yes, so this is an incredible one. It won the Olivier for Best Play. It is this really neat play based on the book and film, and it's some of the most spectacular design I've ever seen on stage. The lighting, sound, sets, costumes, but also the biggest thing is the puppetry. They have created this entire world where, I had a staff member go recently and check it out, and they're like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to like this, because I'm just going to be staring at these people holding the puppets. And he said, if those people disappeared, it was he's like, it was the craziest thing, but they disappeared, and all you see is this tiger on stage, and it's remarkable. So it's a really cool way to kick it off.
We actually got to experience a play like that where they brought the animals to life by people
Romeo
making
and
the puppet.
Juliet.
Oh, very cool.
So
Yeah.
I got to experience what you're saying. So if there's anybody wondering about that, it is really an incredible experience to see
You're getting engrossed
those
in the actual
puppets
character, not the
come-
people behind it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
to come to life. It really, they become one.
Yeah.
So it really, that would be fascinating
It's
to see that up at the Fox on that big stage.
And that's the thing, is like the magic of theater. We call this season, because we have so many just wild, huge shows. It's our, the magic of Broadway. And I think this is part of that. We are able to accomplish things on stage that you just wouldn't, kind of like shock you and excite you. And you wonder, how do they do that? I mean, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a great example of a show where you're going to sit there and say, how did they do that? What is going on? And you just doubt your eyes that it's possible. It's so cool.
Now, what drew you to the Fox? Were you in theater yourself, or being that you're talented at marketing and production, and so this is where you landed? How did you end up at the Fox? Is theater in your blood, or you just
So
come to love it?
I became an arts kid in high school and college. I was a music major in college, and honestly at one point had no plans of going into arts and theater, but eventually just got bit by the bug and was living in New York. I'm from St. Louis originally, so grew up with the Fox and the Muni and just loving these beautiful places. And so I was living in New York, working in theater and management and producing, and got a call in 2017, and they said, well, we think you might be a good fit for this. We're looking for someone new, and might
Well,
take
your
a fresh
energy
look at
sounds
it. And
great with it, so I'm
I
sure they're
love it.
thrilled to have you. So here, these are movies that are turning into productions.
Well, Kelly can talk about this one, her favorite.
The Notebook.
Bring
When
your
I tell you,
tissues.
I probably watched The Notebook. I always say 25 times, so I'm probably double that now. I'm not sure. But there used to be the day, when you watch TV and you turn on the channel and your favorite movie would be playing. You weren't looking through apps. You're like, I'm in, and you're sucked in again for the 100th time of watching your favorite movie. But I still will look for it and watch it, and it has never gotten old. So I can't imagine that it's a theatrical production. I mean, it's one thing I've read the book, I've watched the movie, and then to actually see it in a live performance might send me over the edge.
Oh, it's beautiful. They do such an incredible job. So Ingrid Michaelson, the singer-songwriter, did the score for this. So it's just a beautiful score. And the way they do it is so beautifully theatrical. It fits so well on the stage. They actually, in New York, they were selling branded notebook tissues because the audience
that's great.
was just a mess, because it's so beautiful, and it's just like the movie where, I will say I had never seen the movie or read the book, and
missing
I
out.
saw it in New York,
Oh, you
or I saw
did?
the
Okay.
musical in New York and in Chicago. And at intermission, it was one of those shows where you don't want to look anyone in the eye for a
Right
minute, because you're just
afterwards.
I think
wiping
my
your face.
favorite still that I think we put up a minute ago was the one of the different timelines of their life, and it shows the couples. So there's one
okay.
couple young, one couple middle-aged, and one couple when they were older, and it shows them all together in line, and it was really cool looking.
I'm ready, and I can't believe it hasn't happened, getting off the subject, but there's a second book to The Notebook.
Really?
It's called The Wedding.
I had
Yes,
no idea.
I'm a
Okay,
big
good to
Nicholas
know.
Sparks fan, so he's the writer, of course, the
Yeah.
author of the story. And I am so surprised that The Wedding has not somehow, because The Notebook has been so immensely popular,
Huge.
that they haven't brought the book, The Wedding, out to see how that, turns into a movie, and then,
Yeah.
who knows, from a theatrical performance.
Hey, you're going to speak it into the universe. It's
There
out
we
there.
go. It's going to happen
Your mouth.
because it's
go.
beautiful,
Yeah.
actually. And I don't want to say anything because the end of the movie, of course, or the end of the production, leaves you wondering, what happened to them. I don't want, in case someone hasn't watched the movie and they go to see the performance, I don't want to tell the ending, but it leaves you kind of wondering. Well, The Wedding will take you up to date on where we're really at from it, and it's amazing. One of the children get married, and so it's all in the same areas where the
Sure.
Notebook, take place. So, what is your favorite? The Wiz. I think I saw that when I was a little girl. With
I'm
my
excited
mom.
about The Outsiders too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really cool.
I mean, so Outsiders just won the Best Musical Tony Award. What's really neat about this is, so we have 8 shows on our main subscription, and then another 6 shows off series. And of those 14,
Sorry. So, okay, so I didn't know that. So when
Yeah.
you're buying season tickets, you're going to get a certain 8. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And then there's extra shows if you want to get those tickets.
Exactly. So
I didn't know that.
what's really great about it is basically what we do is when we're building a season, we want to make sure you're getting the best of Broadway. Because we are one of the top markets in the country, St. Louis makes my job very easy because the shows are so excited to come here. So our package is the core 8 shows that when you buy a season ticket package, you're getting those 8 shows. But what's really neat is we have these Broadway extras that are part of the season, and people can buy those tickets. You can actually, as a season ticket holder, you're able to swap out of one of those subscription shows
That's
into
good
a
to know.
special. So you get that opportunities to kind of build your package. You can exchange your seats and things like that. But yeah, so we do have this core subscription, and but it's part of the bigger season. And of our 14 shows overall, 7 of them have won the Tony Award for Best Musical or Best Play, and they've been littered with, you know, awards like Olivier Awards and all of that. So it's a really kind of star-studded, hot, award-buzzy season for us. And 5 of these shows are here for the very first time, including Outsiders, which is the Best Musical winner and is making its St. Louis premiere.
So do you have, so they literally are coming to you to be able to come to St. Louis, and you have to choose which ones are going to be able to fulfill that time of the season?
Yeah, so it's
That's
kind
a
of
big choice to make on who it's going to be.
You know, but again, St. Louis makes it easy because there's so much that, you know, so many great works that people want to see. And, you know, a lot of people say, I want to see this. But, you know, ultimately, we're trying to bring in the best, the top tier shows. So going and seeing these shows and then thinking, okay, St. Louis deserves this because it won Best Musical. St. Louis deserves this because they're just going to want to laugh and enjoy a great time. So like Spam-A-Lot has been to the Fox before, but it is the most fun. I was just losing my mind laughing in New York. And I think it's we all need that. We all want
my
that
gosh.
cotton
Yeah.
candy
Absolutely, we
pick-me-up.
do. Oh my gosh! And Harry Potter, I can't imagine you have enough seats
Oh,
to
yeah.
to be able to have enough room for all the Harry Potter fans.
Oh, and that's why we added a 3rd week. So we are actually,
Really?
so our subscription is usually 2 weeks, but when we have a show like that we know we just need more inventory, want people to be able to see it, want everyone in there. So we actually are doing like 26 performances of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Because it's such a big deal. And I think it's one of those shows where once you see it, you're going to say, oh, I need to see that again. Because it really is mind-blowing. The design is outrageous.
Your lineup is absolutely
I know.
incredible. It really is.
There's not a
I've-
show on here that I wouldn't want
and
to
that's
see.
what we weren't on the air, you weren't here, and he was actually talking about, they said, I'm looking at the lineup and there's literally not a show on here that I wouldn't be interested, you know, in seeing. And that's incredible to do a lineup like that. Usually you'll pick 1 or 2 or you find something in there that is your thing. Every single one of them, they're all completely different.
And yeah, that's exactly the goal. Like, first of all, thank
They're
you.
hits.
It's our
Yeah, we
dream.
said that behind
That's
your back.
exactly what I want to hear. Because ultimately, we want to have something for everybody. So a little bit of variety, but also for those folks that want to come and see a lot of things or spend 8 nights at the Fox, give them the variety. Here's a show that's going to make you cry. Here's a show that's going to just blow your mind. Here's a classic Broadway hit. Here's something that's going to make you laugh, make you think. So you get a little bit of everything, and that's why we love our season ticket package, because it gives someone a full experience. And if nothing else, gives you 8 nights at the Fox, and that's even better.
So if you're going to buy, this is the year to buy season tickets.
Yes.
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
review and keep
Not, I
going
mean,
back again.
every year is, but I mean, if you were going to buy season tickets, this would be the year to start it because
a pretty special year.
yeah, it's
They
pretty
really have
amazing.
some great productions on there. So I have to say, I only get anxiety at the Fox.
When you got to go to the bathroom.
No, yeah. No, I get anxiety when I'm waiting in line. You guys have the best pretzels.
Oh,
Thank you.
The pretzels
Correct.
are so buttery good, aren't they? And all of a sudden you're in line. There's some people in front of you. You know you need that pretzel to get through the show. Get in your glass, in our case, a glass of wine. And then all of a sudden they start to do the lights. They start to do that, like, you need to get in there now or you're not going to get in. for a little while because they don't want you to interrupt when it's going. I'm like, come on, people in front of me, you need to get going right now.
Oh, that's why I love the weekday matinees when I'm working in the office, because sometimes I'll just sneak down to buy a pretzel. I'm like, here's my lunch, is a pretzel from the concession stand.
We've got our mate. We go into the.
Well, no, don't talk. Don't tell our
spilling
secrets. We don't want
Oh,
everybody to know our
Phil,
secrets.
What's the
because
room
then
next door? The stage.
Oh, the
Stage
curtain call
left,
lounge.
curtain
Curtain call lounge. So we
curtain
go
call,
into
but you
curtain call
don't
lounge.
say too much because then
We
it
get
gets,
our
not
old
everybody knows
fashioned.
these secrets.
We get an appetizer, and then we go in
Head
and
over, yeah.
get our pretzel,
Oh,
and then sit through the show. And it's always a fabulous time, that's for sure. But you can't have dinner. That's also an event space if you want to have your wedding or you're still doing
Absolutely.
those there, right?
Yeah, so we have, so in addition to our shows, we have our 2 public restaurants, but we have these beautiful spaces that when we're not doing shows, we always encourage people to come for a tour or get married at the Fox. Actually, this summer, we're having a lot of weddings at the Fox, which is always exciting. It's kind of an honor, too, to when you look at someone's wedding photos and we're like, to think, oh, wow, we're a part of their story and their
Right.
history. It's really beautiful, gives me chills.
And then the ghosts get to come while they're there.
And you know what? You get extra guests and you don't have to pay for them.
Well, I'm going to see The Notebook. What are you going to see?
Well, I want to see Spam-A-Lot because I'm a big Monty Python fan.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't do the voice.
What?
Because you always do voices all the time. You left us hanging. Well, John O'Brien, thank you so much from the Fabulous Fox joining us, getting us ready for the new season, all the great shows that are going to be showing there, The Wiz, Life of Pi, The Notebook, The Phantom of the Opera, Spam-A-Lot, Harry Potter, did I say that? All of these great shows. You need to check it out
The
for
Michael
yourself.
Jackson, the MJ one I want to watch,
Oh,
too.
my gosh,
It's
so-
him growing up, so it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, well, go online, check out what the Fabulous Fox has to show for you. We want to thank you for tuning into the hottest happy hour in STL. You can go to luinfo.com, check out, you can binge watch, check out all the shows that they have going on there for you. Of course, in your city's show, you can go in, be sure to subscribe. We would love that. You can go to our Facebook or Instagram. If you've got a great story to tell, please email us, message us, let us know what you have. We appreciate you so much being part of the In Your City show. And until our next show, Gordon, we need our beer.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.